Hi everyone, it's Ali, just showing you how I made this adorable little box card, pop-up box card with the adorable elephants stamp and die set from My Favourite Things, which I absolutely love. It's a great little stamp and die set, and also using the Lawn Fawn scalloped pop-up box card die. I've just got two pieces of card there which I've doubled up, and I'm just going to run the main part of the box card die through my Big Shot so that I cut out two pieces of that. And then the little tabs on the end, you just stick your card together along those little tabs. First of all, I use my bone scorer to make sure the creases are nice and clean, and then I just use a bit of double-sided tape on those little tabs, and then it all joins up together into one piece. So it's quite quick and easy. They're just sticking that on there, and then just put another piece of double-sided tape on the other little tab and stick that down, and then that creates the box card. And then I'm going to fold down three of those flaps. Of course, you don't want to fold the fourth one because that forms the back of your box card, and then just use my bone scorer to make sure they're nice and clean, those folds. Then these are the two little pieces that go, the tabs that go in the centre of the box card, so just fold the ends over, crease them with my bone scorer, use a bit of double-sided tape, push it on one side, and the other side I usually shut the box like that, and it just helps you get it in evenly and straight. So that's the basis of the box card. Now I'm going to use the dies that come with that set to cut out the little rectangles that go on the flaps of the box card, and I've used My Favourite Things plaid patterns paper, and just run that again through my Big Shot. And I've also, in that die you get a little banner, so I've also just cut out two of each of those so that I can make it a little bit sturdier by sticking one piece on top of the other. So they're the posts for the banner, and you also get the little banner string that hangs between them. And now I'm just going to stick those rectangles onto the box card, and then that's formed the basis of the card there. The adorable elephant set, I've kept all the dies together, and this makes it a bit easier if you're stamping up multiple images and you don't want to place the dies all individually. If you use this as a guide to get your stamps onto your MISTI or your stamp positioner, and then pick all the stamps up and then remove the die, then when you've stamped all of your images, it'll fit exactly under the die, and you can just run it all through the Big Shot together. It was on Amy R from Prairie Paper and Ink. I originally saw that idea, which is a really brilliant idea, and it's just made it easy when you're doing multiple stamping of images. So you just lay your die over the top and then run it through the Big Shot and cut them all out at once. Super quick. So now I'm going to colour in my little elephants, and I've used a C00 just to give a light covering of copic ink over the whole image, and then I go in with my darkest colour, the C3, and then I've used a C1 to blend those two together. So they're the only colours I've used to colour in the main body of the elephant. And then I have used an R20, which is a light pink for the inside of their ears and their cheeks. So then I'm just going over now, so I've done the light covering, the dark C3, and now I'm going over with the C1 just to blend all that together. So I actually go over the top of the dark and bring it in towards the lighter colour, and that's how I tend to blend my copic colours together. And then just keep going back and forward between the colours to blend them as you like it until you're happy with that. And I've really just used that same technique for all of the elephants. And it didn't take too long because there's not much involved there with the different colours, so it's quite handy actually. I do enjoy colouring images that don't require much time. Now I've cut out two of the balloons from the die set, and I'm just going to attach a small piece of thin white card to be the strings on the balloons. And I also decided that I wanted some grass in those little inserts of the box, so I'm just cutting, I used my Lawn Fawn Grassy Hillside die, and I've just cut it out of some green patterned paper that I had, and I'm just cutting them to size and then using double-sided tape to stick them all inside of the little box, and 2 small pieces on each side flap of the box as well. Then I'm just going to see how my elephants sort of fit in there and decide where they're going to go. First I attach the little balloons to their trunks and their hand, and then just position them in to see where I'd like them to go, and then I just stick them in there with a bit of double-sided tape, making sure that there's no stickiness on the back of the elephants, otherwise when you shut your card it'll stick together. And I also just measure it against my envelope that I'm going to use with it to make sure nothing sticks out beyond the envelope size, because I've done that a couple of times. I've had things sticking out here and there and then tried to put it in an envelope and it didn't fit, so I always just check and make sure nothing's poking out too far. Then I've just stuck my little banner together, and you get the little flag dies as well with that die set, so I'm going to put those onto the back of the card, and I want them to sit out a little bit, so I'm going to cut 2 thin strips of 3D foam and attach that to the back of the box card. And then I thought it just needed a little bit of extra sparkle, so I've punched out a couple of little butterflies, just a cheap punch I think I probably got from the dollar store or something like that, and I've just attached those butterflies on to the front and one to the side as well of the box card, just to give it a little bit more sparkle here and there. And now I just need my sayings, and I've used the Sending and Wishing stamp and die set from Simon Says Stamp, and I've die cut the wishing in black card, and I'm just going to adhere that on with my multi-medium matte glue and my precision tip, which is really good for these really fine dies. And then I'm just going to secure that onto the front of the card. And then I've also stamped out the You Happiness words from that same set onto a piece of white card in black Versamark ink, and then cut that out with my scalpel, and I'm just securing that onto the front of the card with some double-sided tape. And I actually remembered this time to find my little black dots from the eyes in the wishing and stick them on, which I often forget to do, but this time I actually remembered to find them off my big shot and to stick them on the eyes. And then I'm just popping up the little butterflies so they sit up nicely. And that's pretty much it for the card. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you again next time.